everyone.
Welcome back. We are
It's
back.
been 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, last podcast 2020.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was
2020.
when I opened up the files and everything on the system, our old recording came up, and the last thing we were saying was next week is gonna be our 4th year.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough.
And in 2 weeks is gonna be our 7th year.
No.
Yeah.
No. When we're recording this is 2 weeks, but when it's out, it's gonna be,
yeah, right. My bad.
We're trying our best to release this on
our wedding
our
anniversary.
wedding anniversary as a wedding gift or anniversary
For
gift to
all
you
you
guys.
who have been asking, when's the podcast coming? When is it coming? When are we gonna hear from you guys? It's been so long. Well, we're here. We're back.
Do you know what really triggered it for me though?
What?
I remember we were at church, right? Listen to this. We were at church and someone gave a testimony, and it was linked to what
Yeah, it wasn't a testimony, it was Creo.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, so we have this creative section in our services.
And she was like, yeah, and then she was listening to the podcast and she learned something.
Like,
and so I was like, that's when it hit us like, man,
yeah, we're not doing good. So yeah.
But to be honest, there's a lot of things that's happened during that time. We're here now.
Yeah.
That's all that.
And I'm
that
sure
all that matters.
we keep recording, we'll be filling you guys in on, the details of everything that's happened. But we're excited to be here. It's been 7 good years.
7 good years
of marriage.
And we're celebrating
a
successful marriage, I would like to say. Celebrating a marriage that I can personally be proud of and say that I'm actually happy with my marriage.
So today we decided to bring you guys in just to let you guys know what it's been like. Well, maybe for the past 3 years that we've been absent, but also to bring you guys in on 7 years of marriage. What we've taken out, I know this is probably like a usual topic that most people do, but we keep learning and growing, and I know a lot of you are quite interested in our marriage.
Quite a few.
Quite a lot. And so we thought we'd just bring you guys in since we're celebrating our 7 years, just to let you know some of the things we've learned, how we've grown, how we've evolved over the years. So,
and we're going to try and be consistent, not just on the podcast, but just in communicating ourselves in general and how we're doing, because a lot of people are interested and learn a lot from us as well. So we're going to start off with you, babe. What kind of things have you learned? Keep it PG. No, I'm joking.
Of course I'll keep it PG, but I'm sure you're adults. So
firstly, so what have you learned?
Okay, so my first big takeaway after 7 years of being married to you.
Before you start, you look amazing, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now let's go.
I was just flexing my hair. Anyway, so the first, I would say it's been one of my major takeaways, particularly in the last, when did we move to this house? 2021. So 2 years.
2021.
You got me. 2021. So in the last 2 years, my biggest takeaway would be that marriage is in seasons. I've said this so many times, but hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's, of course, the Bible talks about, in the book of Ecclesiastes, people struggle with that a little bit. Yeah. But the Bible talks a lot about times and seasons, right? And I think there's always the notion that there's supposed to be a certain level of consistency in every area of your marriage. So in terms of your finance, your career, your intimacy with your children, people expect a certain level of consistency.
Yeah.
But after 7 years, I've come to accept and embrace the fact that consistency would have to change over the years. And the reason why I say that, for example, is before 2021, so we bought this place in 2021, and I recall in the year, did we move here in 2021 or 2022?
We moved here
2021, but we were in the legal process of getting this place in 2020.
Okay, so we officially bought it December
It moved in
I
2020.
moved in 2022. We've been here just over.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yes. So that's the maths. But I remember so well in that year, I wouldn't even say I was stressed, but it was just like a lot going on. And it was like juggling everything. I remember telling you like, oh, babe, we need to spend time together. We need to go out. We need to just do this and that and that. But I realized it wasn't the season to prioritize that.
Yeah.
Because we were in the process of making maybe one of our biggest purchases yet. Right?
Yeah.
And it was so time consuming. I had to embrace the fact that this is also feeding into our marriage, and it's also an investment into the marriage and into the family.
Yeah.
And so if it meant sacrificing all of the going out and, you know, just the chill time, and we were both like actively working as well, it was quite a lot. So I had to embrace the fact that this is the season we're in. And so
you know what? Yeah, it's a good thing for everyone to learn as time goes on as well, because there's been times where people have wanted that romantic kind of time and time together, and you know, always being around when you should be at work.
Yeah,
There's been times in our relationship where it's like, okay, cool, like we've got jobs to do, we've got work to do, and you're on the verge of a promotion or on probation or something like that, and I understand that you're under pressure, and my duty at that time is to, okay, cool, hold off the, you know, all the other things and look after the kids so that she can do her thing. And there's been times where it's been the other way around as well. So I think it's just understanding where you are and acting upon it, because sometimes you just kind of just like you just want the same things every single time, but it's just not the time for it. You know, it's not the time. Understand the season, understand the time, and things will be a lot better for you.
How about you?
My first one, right, is that being the head of the house should not be taken lightly.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people like saying that the saying of the man is the head of the house. The man is the head of the house. And they bang on it for a very, very long time. But it is actually not like it's not always it's a privilege, but it's not always like as nice. If that's
because it comes with responsibility.
It comes with a lot of responsibility.
It does come with responsibility.
It comes with a lot of responsibility. Like, you know, like a lot of people would fight to be like Jesus, and they don't want to be like Jesus, but being like Jesus comes with a lot. You know, the burden of having to die for people and all of these other things. And we all say that, I want to be like Jesus. I want to be like Jesus, but really you're not ready to put your life at stake for the gospel. You know, so being the head of the house is not something that you take lightly. It's not something that you just it's not about just coming home and your wife serves you some food and you sit down and
God the top.
You sit down and she'll
come and take your shoes off. Well, let me not even bash that, because I know like some cultures like highly revere that. Like I know in the Nigerian culture, like I have a friend, he's Nigerian, who like takes off her husband's shoes every day when he comes back from work. Like she literally kneels. That'd be nice. Do you want me to do that for you?
I think it'll tickle.
Is that your way of asking?
I'll be giggling the whole time. I'll probably kick your face.
That's your way of asking. Can you take off my shoes?
No way.
Yeah. No, but I'm not bashing like anyone's culture, but at the end of the day, I think, which really ties into my next point, which is that your husband is your leader first before, so your spouse or your either way. No. In my case, it would be the husband. He's your leader first before your husband. And I know, well, some people have a different notion about it, and some people have a different point of view, and some people feel like, well, you should be friends first and friendship is priority. I get that. In my opinion, I think friendship should run across throughout the entire relationship. But your first approach should be, he's your leader.
For example, like certain people work with your boss. And
Yeah.
when you work with your boss, you get along really well with your boss. You may be
Yeah.
able to go out for drinks. You may be able
Yeah.
to talk on the phone. But at the end of the day, if he makes a decision in the workplace, you have to obey him. You have to listen to him because he is the one that has the vision and knows what he wants to do and where he wants to go.
Yeah.
So I guess in a way, that's the kind of thing that you're trying to.
And I think one of the main things is like when you look at the picture of marriage in the Bible, the perfect example we have is Christ and the church.
Yeah.
And the description of Christ to the church in relation to the church is Christ being the head of the church.
Yeah.
That's in the context of marriage. It doesn't talk about friendship. Well, when it comes to our relationship with God, like we have instances where we talk about us being friends of God. We talk about us being co-laborers. We talk about us being servants. So I guess the friendship, the co-laboring, serving your husband and all like those different aspects of the marriage flow through the marriage in consistency.
Yeah.
But priority is the headship or the leadership, which is what we see in the relationship of Christ as a church. And bringing it down practically. So like sometimes I'm so lost in my friendship with you. Like we're so on vibes and it takes the prompting of the Holy Spirit to like get me back on track to say, you know what, that's actually your head and that's your leader. So you need to check yourself. You need to check your tone. You need to check the way you address him because he's, as much as he's your friend, he's your leader. Now think about it with like our leaders in church, for example, our pastors. As much as our pastors, and I'd like to think we're very cool pastors, by the way, like we create a very, very good relationship with our church members. They can come over to our house any day. They can call us on we literally relate to them as if they were our friends and they were like our age mates. But they always have that respect for us as their pastors and like, as their leaders. So they never joke beyond, they never cross the line even when they're joking or when we're like all chilling. And I think that's been the awareness for me when it comes to our marriage. I've always had to put that as top priority because my main focus is to be intentional about our relationship in such a way that I never bruise your ego.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. That's the second thing for me, which is view your partner first as your leader before your friend.
Yeah, and that kind of thing should not be taken, like, don't take it lightly at all.
Yeah.
For all the guys out there, don't take it lightly. It's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
A huge responsibility. And also you have to be able to, and this is my second one or second.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to adapt yourself. You have to also be willing to listen to your spouse. You have to be willing to change your stinking attitude. I was about to if your attitude stinks and your wife is telling you like, look, you can treat
wives, don't say your attitude stinks, by the way.
No, I'm not saying like, I'm just like
be very godly about it.
Find a really nice way to tell your husband but that his attitude is rubbish. But you have to be willing to adapt and change. It's not I'm a leader, so it's my way or the highway. If God wanted you to be leader, he would have made you a man, kind of thing. You have to be also willing to listen and change and adapt and learn lessons, you know, because at the end of the day, you're there to help each other and strengthen each other. Iron sharpens iron. And if you are able to have the mindset that as I'm here to lead, she's also there to help me become who God wants me to be. And if you are stuck in your way and stuck in what you believe is the right thing to do and how you should do it and what should be done, then how can God use your wife to mold you? I've always said one of the ways my wife really, really helps me is that she really encourages me. She really pushes me. She really tells me, you know, what you did, you could have done better. What you did, you could have done better and all of these things. But if I'm stuck in my ways and think that, oh no, my way was right, it's you that's seeing it wrong.
Can I just say that I'm so proud of the person that you've become, like you've evolved into, which really goes into what I was going to say next. But I've just seen our journey over the last 7 years. It's crazy to say 7, but you've evolved into such an amazing person. that I really, really admire. Your leadership and how you relate with me and how you correct me without letting me even realize that I'm being corrected. Because I think like tradition.
I had to learn that.
Yeah.
Oh my days, I had to learn that, guys. I had to learn that because.
Well, I'm difficult.
At first, my wife did not respond very well. Oh my days, you didn't. You like.
Well,
I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was it's just that when it came to correction, I really had to pray on.
You actually did tell me. You told me that I don't take correction.
Oh
too
my
well.
days!
I think you told me. Yeah.
Did I say it?
Yes, you did, and that's the thing. And I appreciated that.
Did you blast me off?
No, I was feeling a bit like I was in my feelings, but it's fine. Like I was in my feelings, but it's fine. And I think I appreciated that because I love the transparency that we have.
Yeah.
Like we never, and I've always said that there's no conversation off the table and we're quite open with each other. So when you did say I don't take correction well, even though in the moment I was like, but I had to think about it and I realized, you know what? You're actually right. I actually don't take it well. And I knew that because when you correct me, I realized that I withdraw.
Yeah.
And I become like very reserved. And then that's when like my attitude comes out. It's like, are you okay? I'm like,
do you remember the first time
what?
that I corrected you?
I can't remember.
You don't remember? Remember the first time? I think it must have been in the first month of our marriage.
Yeah.
And I think I had cooked or something, or I'd served.
This was in Ghana.
In Ghana.
Okay.
And I had served the food and everything, and I put it on the plate, and then you came, you ate, and you went.
Did I?
Yeah, you came, you ate, you sat down, you ate, and then you just left. I was just like,
no
wow,
way.
I was like,
that does not sound like me at all. Are you sure?
No, I promise you. And then I was like, I came to you, I was like, yo, you don't do that, like. And this was.
Are you sure it's the other way?
This is.
Babe, no, you're lying. This is.
No,
was the other way.
I remember it was even yam. I remember.
You're lying. You never fried yam.
It's
do you even know how
yam,
to cook yam?
Fried. Yeah, babe. Don't embarrass me on. Don't try it.
What?
Don't try
okay.
It. So it was boiled yam. Firstly,
you boiled yam,
babe. Don't even.
You know how to.
Don't act. Stop that. Why are you doing that?
Because I'm so surprised because it doesn't sound like me.
Let me finish.
Okay, I'm listening.
And you might remember.
Okay.
So, you ate, and then like you left.
I didn't even say thank you.
You went to bed. No.
No way.
And then that's what I'm saying. Like
no
now,
way.
The reason why you're surprised now is because it doesn't sound like you now, but then you did something like that, and then I had to mention it, and I was like, yo, you don't do that. Like I've literally.
And what was my response?
Pardon?
What was my response?
You cried for a bit.
I cried.
Yeah.
This is, guys. We might have to edit this part out because I don't know if it's selective amnesia, but I don't remember this at all. I cried.
Yeah, and then I was like, look, I'm not blasting you or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm teaching you and helping you so that in the future we don't go through this problem again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you were just like, yeah, you understand. And then later on you came to me, it's like, yeah, you understand because you've seen it with your parents.
I remember saying that.
Your dad always used to say, and I think the reason why you were so surprised is that no one has ever told you of, and this was exactly what I said, no one had ever told you of previously except for your father. So it was a bit surprising coming from me because you had seen me more as a friend than a leader. But as time has gone on, and the reason why you're probably surprised that you anything like
it's because I've said the same thing to you before.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, you have. You have.
Look at you. No, so you removed the speck in your eye before you come and remove.
No, it's not the thank you part, but it was just the a part where it was like we're both learning, and we both have to adapt, and we both have to respond, and you have as much as you were talking about how much I've grown, I have to say that you have grown into a woman that's a lot more easier to speak to be able to correct and to say, okay, cool, like let's go this way, let's do this way. I have faith in the fact that you trust me and that you believe that I have the best.
You
in
have
mind,
my best
the
interest
best
at
interest.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was one of the things that.
And I think in terms of like evolution, like we've become better communicators.
Yeah. Yeah.
We become so good
Yeah.
at communication, I think. And maybe it's actually the reason why, by God's grace, we have quite a good marriage.
Yeah.
Like our communication, I can say, is really good. When something is off, we call it out really quickly.
Yeah.
Because we don't want it to fester over a period of time. And I think one of the ways that I've done that is I would ask you a lot, how you feeling, or are you okay?
Yeah.
Like it's almost like every day I would ask, are you okay?
Yeah.
Or the other question is, what's on your mind?
Yeah, a lot.
Like I ask that a lot. And
lot.
whenever I say what's on your mind, it's because it's not even like I'm sensing that there's something wrong, but I want to know how you're doing and how you're feeling, because I know you're not the same person I married 7 years ago. And so I want to be constantly learning about the things that are priority to you.
When you asked me if I was okay, and I was just like, yeah, I'm all right. But really I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to have you carry that burden of what I was feeling, and I think that was doing more harm to me and to us than it was doing any good. But in my mind I was thinking, oh, let me not put the burden on her, let me not stress her out. I can deal with it myself, I'm the man. But then after a while you realize that it was hurting me, which was in turn hurting us. So communication was one of the things.
Always speak
and
up.
And also, and this is what my third point is basically, we aborted and totally aborted. I don't think we did it much, but that's one of the things that I've learned, and that's one of the things that I'm conscious about, is that aborting the mindset of being right. You are not trying to be right in marriage. You're both on the same team. You're both trying to achieve the same thing. And I cancelled out the whole mindset of, oh, see, I was right and you were wrong. But it is more of a thing that we're both developing, we're both growing, and we're communicating in order for us to get to the same place together.
I think I remember there was a day, which is one of the reasons why you got me a certain gift. Okay, yeah, we'll get into that. But I was, I think there was a day that I must have said something to you. I don't remember the details of it, but it was almost as if I had a check from the Holy Spirit. And I was questioning myself. I was like, did I say it right? Could I have been better about how I said it?
Yeah.
So I came back to you and I was like, babe, did I say what I said right, or is there a better way I could have said what I said?
I remember when you did that, and then I was just like, raw, like that's a nice question.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no, because it shows a lot of growth and maturity, because it takes a while to call it takes a spirit, a certain type of spirit to call yourself out.
Yeah,
you know, and just like fall back on yourself and be like, oh, did I do that right?
That kind of self check. Yeah,
I remember I bought you a gift for that one.
Yeah. So he came back from work, and
it wasn't just that though. There was a series of things.
Do you want to tell
the
story?
So basically, there was a series of things that she was doing, which kind of showed that she was just putting in effort and being intentional. Let me say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Being intentional about making me feel like the man.
Yeah.
And it was like things like, like how you talk to me, how you'd address me, asking me questions on not just how you're feeling, but on where we going, how we doing this, and you know, encouraging me and so on and so forth. It was a time where I kind of needed it. I don't know if you knew it, but I kind of needed that feel myself. I think things were just tough at work. Still are sometimes, but things were just really tough at work, and I just kind of needed that push, and just seeing that effort and that film from you. I think I was coming back from work, and I was just kind of, I think, you know, that feeling like I'm going home to my wife. Like I was like so excited to go home. It's not like I'm not excited now, but I remember I was really, really excited to go home. I was like, oh, I'm going home to my wife, and I was like, let me get something for her. on my way back. So that's when I went out and I bought you a little gift, and then I came home and then I had this.
You know, the cutest part for me
What?
was when you took my hand and you held my hand.
No, you're such. You're
And
such
it was like a whole speech. That was cute.
No, but because I didn't
cute.
want to just give it to you as, oh yeah, here you go. I wanted you to understand how I was feeling and what led me to get you that gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess my last one would be which really ties into everything that we said, is that your spouse is really, really your partner. 'Cause we've been having some very serious conversations lately.
Yeah.
Like
lately. We've been having
serious conversations, but I think now we're saying things, like we're really saying things. And it's that thing where you always want to feel like your partner is your safe space.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the things that I've realized is that your partner or your spouse is really your partner. They're not someone you should be fighting. Because things happen in life. Like the Bible says, in this world, it's almost as if you can't elude trouble.
Yeah.
Man's life is full of trouble. But you want to have that safe space in your partner in such a way that when the whole world is fighting you, they're not the person fighting you in addition.
Yeah.
Listen, things will happen. We've had things happen, in our individual lives, where it's like we always want to have that safe space where we can confide in each other. I think what could easily break a marriage or the sweetness in a relationship is when life is hard and tough, and then you come home and you have to fight another battle in your home.
110%.
So and that's one of the things that's really guided me, because as we're growing individually and we're aiming, like you have your personal ambitions and your goals, there's things that I want to do as well, the things I want to build, and you face really tough things in life, in your ministry, with your career, with your friendships outside. And I said to myself, this is hard. If I'm going to need somewhere to vent, if I'm going to need someone to pour into me, I definitely want that to be you. And so I'm so intentional about creating a safe space in such a way that whenever life is beating me up, you're the person I can run to.
And it's definitely nice to be having a place where you could just like, this is my home.
Yeah.
You know, not just because of the house or the building, but because of the family, the safety, the burden being released.
Yeah.
All of those things are brilliant in what it takes to build a home and a family, and to have your children in that environment as well. I mean, we love each other up in front of our kids. Sometimes I feel bad for them. But
you know what's actually cute? Because when we get into it and we're like all like cuddly and huggy, they come and join in.
Yeah, they
so when they see me hugging him, then all the other, we have 3 girls, but the other 2 girls, they just come and then it's like one big family hug, and that's kind of cute. In. Yeah.
So it just shows that they actually respond really well to it, and it's something that we want to keep going. Yeah. My last point. This is quickly for the guys. All right. We don't have
for the mandem.
Yeah, for the mandem. Yeah. You don't just sometimes be quiet.
Praise the Lord.
Sometimes just be quiet.
Hallelujah sometimes to the Most High
don't
God. Don't
talk too much. It ties in with always trying to be right. Sometimes just be quiet. You know, sometimes my wife can say some have like ridiculous well, in my eyes,
go on a rant.
Rants. She can have a rant. She can go on. Her logic is a little bit different. Yeah. The way she does things is different. If you talk about every single thing that she does, you are going to be talking forever. Sometimes you just need to be quiet. Sometimes you just need to let it slide. Like,
because you know what? Women just like to talk. I think we're more expressive than men.
No, sometimes it's just like, in my mind, I'm like, wait, what'd she say? I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. So
no, it's okay. So I always check with you. So like after I've spoken for like 5 or 10 minutes, I'm like, did you understand what I said?
Yeah, no, it's not even like if you're having a conversation, but it's like sometimes like logic, like certain logic, you know. So we just like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, it is what it is. Let's let it go. So free advice for all the guys. Know when to just keep quiet.
Because to be honest, sometimes we just want to talk.
Yeah,
it's not even like we're looking for a solution. It's not even like we want you to give us advice, or sometimes it's just we just want to release. And some of the ways that we release is just talking.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that was the first
7
podcast
years.
back. 7 years.
Yeah.
Celebrating.
I'm quite excited.
Oh my days.
God has been so good to us.
So good.
So good. I can't begin to tell all the things that he's done. And I know as we're on this journey, we'll be bringing people in, but it's been good.
Yeah. I mean, firstly, it's good to be in with you. And anyone else who's joining us and
my boo thing
and enjoying the ride is more than welcome. But
yeah.
We're in it.
I just wanted you to know that I love you. Guys, I can actually sing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was about to say she can actually sing.
I was like, why am I doing that?
But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Have a good day, evening, or whatever.
Wherever you're
guys.
listening from. And I'm sure by now we'll be on the beach somewhere.
Yeah.
Holding hands, strolling, eating, laughing, and enjoying each other.
If you want to put in the comments anything, just let us know.
Yeah.
We're also putting it on YouTube, so interact with us.
We're on YouTube, guys.
Right.
On YouTube. So check us out and have a very amazing day wherever you're listening from.
Peace.
God bless you and peace out.
Take care.